abundance, abundance. The goddess Ayana, abundance and gratitude to you, divine sister. Abundance, 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 my people. Supreme, supreme, abundance, abundance, abundance. Y'all know Friday, I normally be 10 toes down. I'm waiting on my brother Kenny right now, but abundance, abundance, Tally. How you doing? Abundance, supreme, supreme, abundance. You know, occasionally the things that I do is that I read, not occasionally, but I read the comments. And there was a couple of comments, and I'm gonna say maybe one or two comments, and that touched my soul, and I wanted to elaborate, or how can I say, give a rebuttal to these, to these statements that are made about me. Now, when I first started, speaking about the changes that is taking place on this planet, it always surrounded genetics, the sun, our brothers and sisters, and other life forms. It always was surrounding that. It never changed. And I have shown you the blue Kachina, the green orb, the pulsating sun, the changing of the colors in the sky right now. You don't have a blue sky. You don't have a black sky. I have been showing you this for quite some time. And now things have starting to increase exponentially to the point that now that you have never seen so many so-called UFOs, you have never seen so many eclipses that are happening right now, and so many what you would call meteors that are falling from the sky. You have never seen so many rocket launches that have been shooting up in the sky, testing the strength of the dome, aka magnetic field, and the breaking of the dome. And Gaza, the Palestinians and Israel represent the breaking of the dome up there, and how things are going to go into the darkness. So just understand something. Everything happens symbolically on the ground to show what's happening, what's taking place on the sky. So remember, they had the most sophisticated and when it comes to technology, they had the most sophisticated dome, whereas though it was protected, and all of a sudden it was a glitch in the matrix, and now you see the people of Gaza in complete darkness, food shut off, gas shut off, and it's really sad to see what's going on with those people. They bombing them, and then the fact that they even stated on TV that they're going to flatten Gaza is just completely crazy. So not only that, and then they're going to send, after they flatten it with all the bombs, they're going to send over 300,000 soldiers in the sweep to go door to door, which is really sad. Well, however, that just represents to what's going on up as above, so below. So, but the thing is that my message has always been as a reminder, to remind you of who you are individually, so that way we can move collectively in the flesh like the sun in the cosmos, because it's very important that every individual organic being has and uses his own mind. And matter of fact, all life form for that matter, it doesn't make a bit of a difference. Use your own mind. The reason why we're in the position that we're in today, aka going through this change, this big reset right here, and it's going to affect so many people, because the people that it's going to affect the most are the people that's not using their mind. Abundance to you, John. So the people that's not using their mind. So I wanted to say to the sisters that come to my video, and they may have just caught a clip of my video, or they may have just tuned into my video and they heard me speaking, and they think that I have this, I have been given this only by a few though, and it's because I touch their souls, that the way I deliver my message is like I teach hatred towards the so-called black woman. And that's crazy. I could never, let me make this very clear so we can be realistic with one another. After knowing, even before knowing who I am, But knowing who I am, there is no way in the world that I could ever, ever begin to conjure up hatred for the mother of humanity, the mother of life, knowing what took place with her by every artificial species that's on this planet. It's no way in the world. It's completely, it's ludicrous to even believe that I'm teaching or preaching to my brothers out here to have hatred for her, knowing that the true protector of her is herself. For one, let's just start with that. She is the first protector of herself, and her second is me, the son, us, the sons that she created. And to know that the times that we are heading towards right now, because like I said, that thing with the Palestinians and Israel, that's a representation of what's going on with the dome and what's happening. That there is a drastic change that is going to come to this planet, and it's going to affect so many people that even the people that are aware of what's going on, it's going to affect us too, because we're going to be around people that were literally zombies to what is going on around them and think that everything is going to be hunky-dory okay. And we have grown a level of numbness. We have grown a level of how can I say, Stockholm syndrome when it comes down to our abuser and what this enemy is. Stockholm syndrome, as well as amnesia to our abuser, and to the level of the darkness that this individual is willing to go to, the extent that this individual is willing to go to. So we have forgotten that. And because we have forgotten that, more importantly, through the fact that we have forgotten ourselves and our spiritual divinely connection to the cosmos, that the cosmos now has to remind us of it. And because I speak of more reality and not from my personal feelings, it's because it hurts and bothers a lot of people that are deeply connected to this world in some form or facet. Some of us have let the world go, but not totally let it go. So we are afraid of what's getting ready to take place. And because of the fear that lies within us, deep down within us, we talk that ancestor talk, we talk that ascension talk, but there is a fear that's deep down that is within us, that when we hear reality talk, we affiliate that reality talk with hate. And there's no hatred for me. I want to see everybody cross over, but it's not going to happen. I want to see everybody move through this darkness and bond together and walk through the light together. I want to see that, but it's not going to happen. It's not. So I definitely wanted to, we can clear the air when it comes down to my message, when it comes down to the so-called black woman and the so-called black man, because we can make this very clear. It's a reason why you outnumber us. And it's another thing, there won't be as many males on this planet going forward. See, this is something that you don't want to realize. Some of y'all realize it, but some of y'all don't. Some of y'all accept it, but some of y'all don't. Like, y'all all say that this was a planet. Women that are aware, somewhat aware of their genetics and their and are aware that the religious stories are all based off genetics, and that she was the first organic being that walked this planet. Some of them have a hidden type of like deep stain within their soul, because they all say that there ain't gonna be no men at all on this planet. I've never said that. There's going to be males on this planet, but it's not going to be as many. Just like it's going to be females on this planet, but it's not going to be as many of these females on this planet. It's going to be first and foremost, it's going to be other life form that look like you and I, our brothers and sisters, that come here on this planet as well, just so that you know. It's going to be a lot of us. It's not just going to we're not just going to be limited to just us, meaning that the ones that we see around here is us right now. No, this planet is being prepared for a I don't want to say a revolution, but it's being prepared for us, and like if you was like a bar mitzvah. This planet is being set up like a child's first birthday party. Like it's your first birthday. It's your first child, and it's your child's first birthday. You know how we go all out, all crazy and shit when we go all out for a child that ain't even remember. The child don't remember nothing. Playing with one toy. The child got 1,000 toys on the table, and it's only playing with one toy and can't just bobbling his head around like, yeah. That's what's happening. The planet is being set up for one big bar mitzvah, for one big birthday party. And because that's what it's being set up for, the people that are on the ground, the entities that's on the ground, they not in fear of you just waking up. They are in fear of their own species that they have genetically modified to wake up as well and rebel. See, this is what you don't understand. See, they are afraid. This is why you have to convince them to kill themselves, because you got an army and then you got the ghost army. And this is what you don't know. The ghost army is completely different from what you see on the surface of the planet, because these armies that's here up here, a lot of them are mixed in. Their generals and lieutenants and captains and sergeants in certain positions. These are not natural people. This is why if you pull up any type of NASA military or space, you always see pale Europeans, and if they outside, they got sunglasses on. Why do you see that? Because they all not who you think they are. And those type of people, they don't allow black people to be in those type of positions. You know what I mean? They don't allow that. So your brothers and sisters are setting this up to be prepared. The cosmos is setting this up so we can have one big celebration. But before the celebration comes, we got to walk through what you call darkness. And we already in darkness, to be truthful and honest with you. I done showed you how many videos have I been showing you over the last several years since the great sign in the heaven. And first of all, since August 21st of 2020, August 21st of 2017, when that eclipse went from the West Coast to the East Coast. That was the first eclipse. And the next eclipse that's supposed to go over the East Coast is supposed to make a big X over the United States of America. And that is going to happen in April. But when I told you, about that eclipse from on August the 21st, that went from the West Coast to the East Coast on a 33-degree angle. And that symbolic that it was the time to the rise of consciousness. And then 33 days later, September 23rd, the 2017, there was the great sign in the heaven with the woman. She wore a crown of 12 stars and she had the moon beneath her feet and she was clothed with the sun. She had that sign. And then right after that, Beyonce did a concert or video where though she was giving birth to a baby, and when they did her choreographer, when they did the show, the females that was assisting her in the birth, because she was laying back in the chair that matches the constellation. It formed the same constellation. When she was laying back in the chair giving birth, you know what I mean? And the females that all of them wore certain colors. And what was the colors? Trappist system. They were all the Trappist system. So you can pull up Trappist system right now, and this is why you see so many different colors in the sky. You see green because you have celestial systems above your head. And they're not telling you about this, but they clearly can see this. So anyway, that's constantly moving, that don't move according to their laws of physics. So, when that time happened, I'm going with Beyonce. Let me make sure I go up because I want to make sure I line all my ducks up in a row. So anyway, and then not only that, boom. This is what I want to forget this. If you look at the American Gods, when you look at the sister, her name was Succubus. When you look at American Gods in the scene, the succubus, when they put succubus inside of a room. Now, mind you, her original self wasn't succubus, but she turned herself into succubus. And you know what she did? Let me tell you what she was doing. She was having sex with men and women. Mind you, she was bisexual. The same thing that's happening right now. American Gods. You can look this scene up. I've used this scene on my YouTube videos too. But anyway, her name was Succubus. And her name, she didn't start off as Succubus though, but she changed her name over the years. And what happened was when she was having sex with men and women, she was eating them through her vagina. She was literally, when she had sex with them, she was pushing them through her vagina, aka she was absorbing all of their energy. And what that did was that threw her mental state off. So by her throwing her mental state off, what happened was the cosmos got her captured. And when she got captured, they put her in a room. And if y'all know what the room had a flashing light, and it was a bright white light pulsating just like the sun outside. Pulsating just like the sun outside. This is American Gods. Y'all can look this, y'all can look the clip up. So they had her in this room, and notice all three of the guys that had her were all white men. They were all they had her in captivity, all eukaryotic cell organisms. So when she was in this room, she was going insane because she was like, they were flashing lights and she had loud music in her ear. So she was trying to tap into her subconscious mind. So she started reaching out to her ancestors. And when she reached out to her ancestors, she reached out to who? Who showed up? Sisters showed up. And if you look at the sisters that showed up, look at the colors that they had. The same colors that's in the chakras, the same colors that's in the Trappist system, the planets. And what was it? It was water that she was standing in. It was water that she was standing in. And the water that all the sisters was dancing around her, because she was Mother Earth. She was the black woman coming back into her true self, because she started crying when she started seeing a reflection of who they told her who she was versus who she truly was. She started realizing in her, when she went deep in her subconscious mind and started, talking to her sisters, Mother Cosmos, she started reflecting on her life and seeing why she was so imbalanced and why she was in the conditions that she was in the first place, mentally as well as physically. So, and this was the age of Aquarius. So when she came up out of it, the scene came back to the room that she was in. And in that room, the room was filled with nothing but water. And the soldiers that was in there, because she went into her deep state, she was just standing there. And they was flashing their fingers trying to wake her up. But her eyes was open, but she was so deep into her subconscious mind, she astral projected. She was gone. She wasn't even in her body anymore. So when at the end, she realized who she was. She was so ashamed. She rebirthed. She went through a rebirth. This is what the water was all about. She went through a rebirth. And what happened was, I forgot his name, Moon. His name, Shadow Moon, whatever his name is. Y'all know, supposed to be the black guy. He was coming to save her. And when he got there to save her, he seen the wall of water. And she walked through the wall of water. And you seen the security guards behind her that drowned it. And she was like, Shadow Moon, was you coming to save me? I don't need saving. And that was the number one thing in the movie. We don't need saving. It's a mental thing. And then listen to what she said to Shadow Moon right after that, as they was walking down the street. So just to make a long story short, my people, like, I just want the so-called black woman to really understand that you're the creator of the world in which you don't like, in which you have problems with. You're the creator of the world in which some days you're up and some days you're down, as far as your depression, your anxiety. You understand what as far as neuroticism, as far as your hormones being imbalanced. This is because of the world that you are creating. You don't know that these people cannot create a world. They can only create a world through you. You have to literally have the world in your heart and your mind. So this is why they have us collectively together. See, we don't have to. See, listen, let me make this very clear. In order for this to work, they have to physically have us together, because although every household may believe in a different religion, they still believe in something outside of themselves. Although every household may not use money, believe that money is the root of evil, they all use money or feel a need that they need money in order for them to exist or be something of importance on this planet. This is why social media is the way it is, because everybody that even on social media that doesn't have any type of social skills outside of being on social media always come to social media to can come on social media, and all of a sudden now they the most popular person just because of their looks, but they have no personality. Because see, when they get in a room of people that can speak and intellectually articulate themselves on certain subjects, they too far into their feelings. They can't get along. They can't keep up with the subject without getting in their I don't want to say ego, but I want to say in their pride, because pride is worse than ego, because everyone should have an ego. So they get into their pride and they can't hold an intellectual conversation, and then they start uttering things that doesn't make sense. You understand? Or to cause more of a violent confrontation, as opposed to having an intellectual conversation. So anyway, it is what it is. This is our time and it's our home. I don't want the so-called black woman. You can view me any way you want, and it's okay. I really appreciate you. I just want you to know, I don't go outside every Friday and Saturday with this brother and stand outside on the corner and talk to people over and over, and being in the heart of the beast, and speaking in certain environments because I hate you. I do that because I value myself. I love myself, and I value everything around me. And more importantly, I pay homage and I pay honor to you. But I cannot allow you to continue to walk around with blindfolders on to your own self-destruction. No matter if you say fuck Khalid, no matter what, it's okay. I'm all for that. What you don't understand and overstand is that beauty is the way that they have trained you to put on display of your beauty is not healthy for our species to grow. And that's the only thing. That's not putting you in a bondage. And once you understand and overstand that when a so-called black man has reached a level of intellect to know, a level of intellect which equals into a level of awareness, or awareness reaching equals to a level of intellect, to know that you do not like when I speak or say that I feel as though that you should dress this way. I feel as though that you shouldn't hang out with these people. I feel as though that you shouldn't be doing this. Those are not limitations to stop your growth and development. Those are things that to stop you or stop our race from falling even further than what we're already at. That's all it is. See, because once I realized that there is a man that you can't see, that you see but you don't see, because all your businesses, every company that you work for, at the head of it is a man. I don't care what you say. At the head of it is a man. Just go look at where you work at. Go look at where you work at. It might be a woman that says she owned a business. However, but there's a man that's over top of her that she has to pay to in order for her to run that business. Believe me, there is a man at the top of all of it. And because men are telling let me give an example. The sister that do my hair, she has her own, she literally have a legitimate business. Let me explain something to you. When they said COVID-19 is out and this is what you have to do, this is what you got to do, this is what you got to do, she follow everyone. You got to wash your hands. You got to wear a mask. Now, you know how uncomfortable that mask is? When you in the salon getting your hair washed, you got to have a thing around you. It's just completely uncomfortable. But she's a female, but she owns her shop. She does her own thing. She literally owns her shop, and she has a good clientele. But guess what? There is a man that told her what she has to do in order to keep her shop open, and she followed every law to the T. Now tell me how that's supposed to make me feel. When I'm not giving you things or giving you instructions or giving you insight on things that is limiting you from being a woman and being who you are and expressing who you are. Because let's just say I don't believe in COVID-19 and my clients don't believe in COVID-19. I still have to make my people do this? Yes, you do. In order for you to have a business. See, this is what the man says. And this is the problem that I have in real men that is aware, self-aware of what's really taking place on the planet. Period. So I really hope that the women or the sisters that come and they think that my message is to put you down. Nothing goes without your heart and mind being connected to it. So this is why so-called black women get up. The ones that not sure of who they truly are. This is why you get upset with me and other people get upset with me too. But what I'm about to say, you have other people or races of people infiltrating your ass and telling so-called black women and what you should do and how you should conduct yourself. And anything that fits your feelings, you go with. But that's not healthy for our species. That's a problem. So when I'm telling you that no other life form will be able to function on the planet, none of this will be able to go without you being connected to it in your heart and your mind. You can look at your sister right now and be like, I don't give a fuck about her. But guess what? Both of y'all give a fuck about $1. Both of y'all give a fuck about an education system. Both of y'all give a fuck about a God. Both of y'all give a fuck about looking nice in this world and having cars and having materialistic shit. Not all of you, but we just going to go with, let's just say both of you. And however the order may go. Because even if she don't believe in the materialistic world, you believe in the materialistic world and believe in the God. And somewhere along the line, y'all agree on something in this world to keep this world functioning. And the main things that the main things that y'all agree on in this world, in your hearts and your minds, to keep this functioning, is the clock and the calendar. And the number, and outside of that, the medical system. There you go. There you go. The clock, the calendar, and the medical system. And then we can go with the God and the religion and all that. But that's what keeps it going. We make that clock go around. We make that clock go 24 hours, not no one else. And that's my message to the so-called black woman. Once she stopped believing in the creator outside of herself and see the creator within herself and the power that she has to create around her, guess what? This world comes to an end. This is why I'm pushing this through her. See, let me explain something to so-called black women. Let me say this to y'all. And brothers, when in the so-called, what you would say, conscious community, right? You're going to see the people that really believe in self more than they believe in a supreme being move forward. And going forward in this age right now, you're going to see people that really divinely believe in divine self. And their people in all natural life move forward as opposed to those that are on the fence. So it is what it is. I just don't want. I mean, and it is what regardless. I'm not gonna say regardless because, like, my heart, Mother Universe knows where my heart is at. You know, she knows exactly where my heart is at. My brothers, fathers before me that came, the sons before me, they know where my soul is at. They know where my heart is at. And so-called black woman, just please understand, like, I'm not here to, just like when white people call me hatred and call me racist and I hate white people, which is a lie. I'm not here to tell you, I'm not here to coach my brothers against you, because you're better off you're better off underneath us as opposed to you being underneath a spell. And that's just being honest. So I no, my videos are not hatred. And we don't like I'm gonna tell you the one thing that we don't like, that we say that we want to deal with, that we can deal with, and that's reality. We can't deal with reality. This is a fact. We can't deal with the reality that of what is happening around us and what is coming our way. We can't deal with this reality. This reality right here is stroke bound, heart attack, instant death. It is. Because this is an embarrassment for us. And when I say, black man, you got to be ashamed of yourself. We, not you, because I don't exempt myself from this shit. We got to be ashamed of ourselves, to look at our children, look at our women, for them to be okay with bowing down to another man. We really got to, and not only that, we got to be ashamed of ourselves that we joined this man to further the embarrassment of our people. We got to be truly embarrassed. We got to be ashamed of ourselves. And I mean that. We walk around with our sisters on leashes. We walk around, the more explicit she dressed, the better off she is. And we don't even want these women as wives. But we like that though. That's the sad thing about it, because let me just make this very clear. I want younger women to really think about something. Look at all the women that you know that's in Hollywood. Look at all the women that you know that's in the show business. Look at all the women that you know that's always talk about getting at $1. We're not talking about your rappers. We're not talking about like your one or two rappers that got married, but we talking about the ones that follow that stuff. Look at how many. Look. Are they married? Do they have any foundation? None whatsoever. Look how chemically imbalanced they are, which means they're mentally imbalanced. Just look at them. They're not happy. That's why they do so much stuff to be seen. Because when they're not being seen and they're not being worshiped or honored, they're miserable. They're sad. So just look at them. That's all. Just look at the women. The girl, Brittany Reiner. She said, I had over 5 one-night stands. And she's not married, nothing to show, no family for, and she's not doing nothing but aging. She had over 5 one-night stands. I don't knock her for what she do. That's her thing. But see, this is the problem. They give an illusion that these are the type of women that men are wifing. No, these are the type of women that men are just smashing. They're not wifing that. They're just smashing it, having fun with it. That's it. And the good girl, see, let me tell you, the good girl that's chilling and be like, well, I'm not into that. I don't want to be around a bunch of men. I don't want to have all type of sexual experience. I'm not into dressing and stuff like that. They are the type, you're not boring. They're just a different excitement than you are. See, you're more, the women that are more, laid back and not into those type of, just being out there. You got to be out there at home. See, when your dude walk in the door, you got to be like that girl that you see on these videos that be twerking and walking around all kinds of different outfits on. You got to do that shit inside the house. So soon as he walk in the door, he be like, whoa, oh, all right. You got to be like that. We don't like those girls. We would never wife those type of women out there in the street, just so that you know. Those women don't get wifed. Those women get pregnant accidentally. And that's why they end up being baby mamas. This is what you're not understanding. And what I mean by accidentally, like, you know how that shit go? Well, I don't know how it go because I never had no accidentally children. But I heard the stories. Y'all know how that go. That's accident. That's not. That's why they got the same. That's why 54% of black men don't have babies. 30% of black men are married with children. So 100% of the babies that are being made in so-called black communities are being made by less than 20% of the black men, which means a black man has multiple baby moms. Multiple. So when I speak about certain things, these topics are not to put down the mother of humanity, but this is to make you better so our species can be better. Do you know how embarrassing it is for you to give birth only to me, but you don't know how none of my internal organs are working? You don't even know how my brain is developing or how it should be developing or what should be going on when it comes to the functionalities of different parts and subcortical parts of the brain. These are the things that you should know. There shouldn't be another species to be able to tell you about your baby brain. And this is being honest. And guess what? The so-called black man should be able to do the same thing. But he's only going to be interested in that stuff and he's only going to be interested in that stuff and want to know that stuff if you bring it to his attention at birth. Because the other species not going to do it. The only way they're going to bring it to his attention at birth is on the other end, not teaching him what his anatomy, but injecting and infecting his anatomy. These are the things that you should know. You shouldn't know that what part of your body give you the best sensation for you to receive pleasure, but you should know the ins and out of your body and what you are creating. If I was to bake a muffin right now and I was to hand it to you, you would ask me what's in it. Well, what's in that shit? And then if I tell you all the ingredients that's in it that you like, you'll be like, I can't wait to eat this muffin. But you don't know what's in it. For you to really love this muffin that you making. You don't know what's in this muffin. That's why they teaching you to hate the very thing that's so tasteful, so beautiful, so amazing, which is self and what you create, your muffin. So me on my videos and people that get maybe a clip or a video, you might hear me speak about something and somebody may have shared a portion of the video, and the video that the portion that they shared was the part that you heard that may have bothered your feelings when it comes to me speaking about your responsibility as a so-called black woman on this planet. See, black women during slavery didn't need a man to protect her. To be truthful and honest with you, they showing you black women that was already in captivity. They showing you black women that was already in captivity and broken. They not showing you black women that was like woman king. See, they not showing you that. They gave you that now. Just so that you know. So when we be talking about protection, we need protection. No, only you can protect your mind by what you want to fill your data bank with. Only you can do that. And if you allow someone to feed your data bank their opinion of you and society and life, then you will always be clouded because you came here for you. You came here to serve your purpose, not someone else's purpose. So you have to see the world through your eyes. So we sitting here, ATIF, abundance. So when me sitting here and, I wanted to come on here and speak to the sisters, because, I read messages, oh, Kala in the beginning, you wasn't talking like this, you're a little tough when it be talking about so-called black women. I'm like, well, I'm gaining knowledge. The more knowledge I've gained, the more uh formative my message is going to be when it comes to our species. And you have to be strong enough. See, you have to be able to take pain, because pain is where you grow. You ever see a motherfucker? I never heard nobody say I sat down on the couch all day and ate chips and watched TVs and movies and shit, and I was in pain, or it was hard for me to breathe. Maybe when you old and you got a bunch of bullshit going on with you, but I never seen nobody young that sat down and watched movies and bontons and chips and cookies and shit all day on the couch and say it hurted me to do that shit all day long. But I can tell you one thing. Go to that gym for 30 minutes and get on that Stairmaster for 10 of those 30 minutes. Oh my gosh. It's killing me. It's destroying me. Oh my gosh. I can't do it. Yeah. But guess what? By doing that, it boosts your heart rate up, opens your lungs up, get your blood flowing through all your major organs and smaller arteries. So that's better. That's healthier. But guess what? That comes with an agonizing feeling. Oh, my arms are sore from working out. My chest is sore from working out. Oh, my back is sore. Oh, my legs are sore. Oh, I can't barely walk. Yeah, but see, after you get used to it, you do it for a while, and your body start building up tolerance for it. What happens? You feel better. You feel stronger. You're more rejuvenated. Your energy is more up. Your energy is more high. You're more stronger. Your mind is moving faster because you're getting more oxygen to your brain. So again, nobody likes to hear pain. Nobody likes to feel pain. In order for us to grow, you must be able to accept true pain. And I understand, so-called black woman, you better understand. I know how you feel when sometimes you hear my videos and I be like, man, the fuck, our children are your responsibility. How you let another fucking woman, you know what I mean, or another man tell you what's wrong with your children. I know how you can feel. But turn to a black man and ask a black man, am I right or wrong? Ask any black man where he had rather went to school and learned and got his education from Miss Brown, or get taught his education through Miss Brown at the school, or Miss Bird, or Miss Allen at school, or where he would rather have been home with you and you taught him his ABCs, his 1, 2, 3s, how to read, how to write. Ask him would he had rather that as opposed to him going to school. Ask him that. It ain't a black man today that would say out of his mouth. And a woman, a female, you might say a female might, you know what I mean, because females are different from males. But it ain't a black male today that would say I would rather be home and learn from my mother. Let's say your mother got 5 sisters, your mother and your aunts. Who would you rather go to school for? You would rather be home with your mother and her 5 sisters, which is your aunts, and learn from them, or would you rather go to school and go through 5 periods of 45-minute classes and learn from different people in school? Exactly. A black man would rather be, I'm home. When I wake up, y'all can teach me. Who's teaching me today? Aunt TT? Yo, what's up, Aunt TT? Who's teaching me today? Aunt Kim? Oh, what's up, Aunt Kim? That's what's up. Who teaching me this hour? You know what I'm saying? Mommy, you see? Mommy might start it off and mommy might end the teachings. See? And then mommy might not even do any of the teachings at all. But guess what? Since you're in a household of women that grow up, that know each other, that this is your bloodline, you feel completely, totally comfortable with them, and y'all all on the same nutrition, guess what happens? Aunt Kim is the one that's teaching us. While mommy get the food ready, while Aunt Carol is doing X, Y, and Z, your Aunt Carol might do arts and crafts. But Aunt Kim is going to teach us our major subjects. How to read, how to write, how to do math. Because she likes to do this. See what I'm saying to you? It ain't a black man that would not be like, I'd rather be home. Sounds like heaven, exactly. I'd rather be home. I would rather be home. And you take us into school, you take us and you put us around strangers. And you don't know that these strangers are abusing us, but you don't know, and sometimes we don't even know how to express ourselves when one of these strangers are abusing us, because they might grip my arm up, you know what I mean? They might do it early in the day, and then by the time I leave, you know what I mean, I'll slip my mind because it done gave me a piece of snack or a cookie and talk about, don't worry about it, you'll do better tomorrow, and try to reverse everything on me because I'm a kid and I don't know no better than make it seem like I'm the one that's I'm a nuisance. I'm a bad out of control kid. No, we not doing none of that. We not doing none of that. Family ain't gonna hurt family, but strangers will. Oh man, you see what I'm saying? This shit makes sense. It is what it is. It makes sense. You know what I mean? It just makes sense. It is what it is. So again, I apologize, sisters, but I don't really deem in any of my messages where there should be an apology that should be warranted to you. In fact, you should be apologizing to all children. And I'm being honest. And we should too. It doesn't exempt the black man. This is what you're not understanding. It doesn't exempt me. But let me say this to you. Here we go right here. This is why this is such a contradictory, you know, in some of the ways that we be living. Let's say a mother got a 15-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 4-year-old inside the house. 15, 10, and 4. So we're going to go with that. 15, 10, and 4, right? In the house. And the mother get ready to go to the store. But she can't take all y'all because she ain't got that much room and she need to get groceries. The mom going to leave who in charge? The oldest. The fuck is we talking about? She not going to leave the youngest in charge. So if mom walk back in the door and the shit ain't the way it's supposed to be in the house when she get back there, because the 10-year-old want to argue back and forth with the 15-year-old and the 4-year-old want to get in the middle of bullshit, this, that, and the third. Who's responsible for this? She gonna be like, yo, what's up? I left you in charge. How did you let your brother do this? How did you let your little 4-year-old brother put crayons and shit all over the wall? How you let your brother go and stick shit inside the socket? How you let your brother do this? See, the 15-year-old get all the problems, get the blame, because he's like, you're not responsible. I left you in charge of your 2 younger brothers. You're the oldest. Or I left you in charge of your 2 younger sisters. You're the oldest sister. However it go, you're the oldest. So why is it when it comes to us biologically that we don't have that same premise? Because that's the outlook I take on our lives. You're older than me. So why you're not looking and taking inventory in your responsibility that was left with you by the Creator, which is your big sister, to maintain your own consciousness and raise your children up in a healthy spiritual environment that's good, a healthy environment that's good for their psychological and spiritual growth. Why not? So I'm not holding you accountable for something. Now, if I believe that some nigga in the clouds with his foot up drinking margaritas, then I cannot say, so-called black woman, you neglecting your responsibilities. I can't say that because he designed it to be like this. He put you to be like this. But you ain't designed to be this way. You're not designed to be on your knees worshiping something and paying homage and giving honor to something and breathing life into something that doesn't feed not just you as an individual, but the collectiveness of your species as well as the entirety of the planet, of all life on the planet. You ain't supposed to be breathing life in the shit that ain't doing that. So how am I wrong for this? How is my message is of hatred and to divide black men from black women? Let me explain something to you. If shit hit the fan right now and Sexy Brown was at the end of my block, I wouldn't hate Sexy Brown. I would tell Sexy Brown, listen, apparently you was in the fucking shadows in the dark and you was on whatever you were on. But here right now, this is what it is. And now let me bring you up to speed. And here's the up to speed version. The people that you work for that implanted you in the black community to further destroy your fucking race, they don't belong here. And they're taking orders by something that created them. Now I need your ass to clip them fucking nails and get that bullshit out your hair. You understand what I'm telling you? And I need you to find out what plants or what weeds has the most vitamin in there for us to eat. Now that's what I need you to do. Or I need you to keep on going down that way and with the tears in your eyes. Simple as that. I wouldn't have no hatred. I wouldn't have no hatred for her. I wouldn't have no hatred for no woman that did not know. But I'm telling you, you're in a shock of your life. And I'm going to tell you, you ain't going to be crying and screaming all day long and be talking about, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my God. We're not doing none of that. Simple. I'm not telling you, there's no way in the world that I got hatred. No way in the world. You could be a law enforcement woman. I'm not going to have no hatred for you, but I'm going to bring you up to speed to reality because guess what? This awakening is about self-reflection as an individual and collectively as a species. That's what this is about. Why would I have hatred for you? You're gonna be so upset and disappointed in your actions as an individual living organism that it wouldn't even be any. What satisfaction would I get out of rubbing it in your face? Nothing, none whatsoever. So, so-called black women, I want you to understand, like, this has always been about you. This has always been about getting control of your mental state so they can get control of your genealogy. Simple as that. That's all what's been about. Earth was a ship. Earth is a ship. And they say it's a slave ship. And that's why they say you had us on slave ships when we were already here. We were already here. Because the entities that are on the planet want to be able to surf and navigate the stars like we do. And nobody can do what we do. Nobody. This is why we look the way we look, why we move the way we move, why we vibrate with all frequencies on the planet, especially those frequencies that come from the sun. This is why. This is why we talk the way we talk. This is why we dance the way we dance. Because of who we genetically are internally, who our souls. We didn't come here to learn our shit. We came here to master it. And we was always mastering our abilities. But when someone limits you to master your abilities only in their system, that's what limits us. That's what frustrates us. That's what makes us angry and depressed because we're limited on how on the ability on our abilities in which we can use, and we don't see that. So we look for other things outside of ourselves to relieve that anxiety, that depression, because we deep down inside don't know what the fuck we depressed about. That's why it's so easy for them to bring up slavery all the time. Every couple of years, bring up slavery. That's why it's so easy to put on a TV or video of one of them killing us or one of them abusing us. Because we think our depression is really too deeply rooted within the acts that they have performed on us, but not the acts that we have performed on ourselves, individually and collectively. So again, I value you, my sister. You know what I'm saying? I really do. I've never had men tell me that I hate men when I say the limit, what's going to take place with us on the planet. But I do hear that it seemed like there was a hate or disdain. You don't have hatred from no black man. I'm a family orientated man. So let's just make that very clear. I believe in a woman. I trust in a woman. And I know before I was even aware of myself, I believed in a woman enough to marry her. I believed in a woman enough to have only 2 children by one woman. I want more children now. In the future, it will be that. But I believed in a woman. What's wrong with you? This is what y'all don't understand. I'm a family-orientated man. I may have grew up in the streets, but I came from the stars. You can't change my core. You can alter it, maybe the way I think in my environment, but you can't change my core. So that's the difference. Versus somebody that's not family orientated. So I don't believe just in my family. I believe in the universal family that is walking on the surface of this ground. I believe in us. I trust in us. I know us. Some of us got to just put one foot in front of the other. And trust and believe in yourself and know yourself. So me wanting the so-called black woman to do better intellectually, mentally, you don't see how you are, you getting woken up at 7 o'clock in the morning to go to school. Tell me you couldn't have slept longer. Tell me that was the first thing that you wanted to do was get up early in the morning and start brushing your teeth and washing your face and going to go to school deep down inside. When you could have woke up when you wanted to wake up. And then wake up to harmonizing frequency tones inside of your house. And other female voices harmonizing in there. And then when you finish, getting yourself together, and now all of a sudden, now you're more interested in learning. Because now you're going to go out inside in the ground, in the dirt. We're gonna plant some seeds. We're going to talk about the development of seeds and how they grow into grass and trees. We're going to listen to nature. Then we're going to go and come on. Now you're going to feel comfortable with writing your name. You're going to feel comfortable with spelling your name. It's going to be easier to teach you. You're going to be more acceptable to learn because now it's something that you want to do versus something that you're being forced to do. Because learning can go all day. See, when you start putting learning into a certain time period of the day, now everything is crammed in, everything is unhealthy. So forgive me for wanting us to be better. They get ready to cut me off here. I got 24 seconds. Just forgive me for wanting us to be better. I value and I appreciate you all, woman, child, and man, cosmos and earth, eternal light, each one reach one. This is how we grow. I see you, my brothers and sisters. Protect yourself at all times with knowledge, sunlight, chlorophyll, distilled water, and 3D human free. Kalama'at Amunra Ig, God gene for life. Sun blood, sun blood, sun blood. I am not black. It's abundance, abundance. The goddess Ayana, abundance and gratitude.